Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed, bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hazerec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
A special thanks to the Ellis Game Time Boosters, Golden Belt Co-op, Equity Bank of Ellis, and Golden Belt Telephone. These proud supporters stand behind the Ellis Railroader students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you'll be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Earl Liquor, and Old 40 Auto Care. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Pit Road Liquor, Trego Recreation Commission, Blaze Market, along with Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Everybody, welcome to Custer Field here in Waukene. This is the Nex-Tech Game Time pregame show. We have the Trego Golden Eagles tonight taking on the Ellis Railroaders in 8-man Division I football. I'm Steve Stoltz alongside my partner Tate Reynolds. And Tate, this is more than just a district game. This is a statement game for this Trego Golden Eagles team. Trego's 4-0, this first time since 2001. And they also broke into the top 5. They're ranked number 4 in the state in 8-man Division I. It's a big turnaround. Last year at this time, they were 0-4.
Yeah, Trego, I mean, you saw the performance they put on last week on Nex-Tech Game Time. I mean, they put a butt whooping to Wichita County last week, and Wichita County, that's no easy feat for any high school team around the state. And like you said, they started off 0-4 last year. Coach Haxton's completely turned it around. They're 4-0 this year and top 5 in the state, and they're looking to put a lot of people on notice this year if they already haven't.
You know, Trego last week against Wichita County, Ashton Wynn, Jack Connis, they both breached the 100-yard mark in rushing. They had four defenders with double digits in tackles. That's amazing. Not only that, Aaron Sampson and Jaron Ashenburner both had 2 sacks each. So this just goes to show how much Trego is playing balanced and complete football so far this year.
Yeah, and I think they only held Wichita County to, 1 touchdown in the second half. Yep. I mean, they had an excellent defensive game, and there was one name that you mentioned that there's going to be a name that we mentioned all night long, and that's Ashton Wynn. I mean, last week he was all over the field, offensively, defensively, had a heck of a game, and I'm looking to see him repeat performance tonight.
Yeah, he had several touchdown passes. I believe he may have had a touchdown run, but I do know that Ashton had a pick 6 last week.
And that's what changed the momentum right around for Trego last week.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, the Ellis Railroaders make the quick trip up I-70, and they are coming off their first win. They beat La Crosse last week 44-32. They switched to 8-man back in, last year. This is their second year in 8-man football. So that program is still adapting, but you know, as it showed last week, they're showing that they're competitive.
Yeah, Ellis coming to the 8-man division. I mean, it kind of changes things around in the Mid-Continent League, and it also starts a new rivalry between Ellis and Trego in football, if there's not already so many rivalries. But, you know, Ellis, they're still in their transition years of 11-man to 8-man. They were 11-man for so many years. They're still trying to get their feet underneath them, and this season's one of those seasons where they're almost there. They're almost to the edge of knowing exactly what they need to do to compete in 8-man. And like you said, they scored their most points last week against La Crosse, so maybe that offensive momentum can carry over here against Trego tonight.
Absolutely. Well, this is the second straight home game for the Golden Eagles. Can they keep rolling? They're 4-0, or they're going to be 5-0 by the time it's said and done tonight? Or is Ellis going to start their own 2-game winning streak tonight? We will find out soon. We've got coaches' interviews coming up, and we've got a whole lot more. The kickoffs at 7 o'clock. You are watching Nex-Tech Game Time, the pregame show, here on Nex-Tech Local 1.
A special thanks to the Ellis Game Time Boosters, Golden Belt Co-op, Equity Bank of Ellis, and Golden Belt Telephone. These proud supporters stand behind the Ellis Railroader students and athletes. Go Fight Win, from professional fire equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year. A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukene Animal Hospital, Earl Liquor, and Old 40 Auto Care. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukene students and athletes. Go Fight Win, from Pit Road Liquor, Trego Recreation Commission, Blaze Market, along with professional fire equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Well, our year got started down in Lincoln. We lost at the hands of a pretty good Lincoln team. 62-12, I believe, was the final there. And then we came back and dropped the next two also, and then finally last week we got our first win against La Crosse here at home. So
Okay.
off to a little bit of a rocky start, but we finally got one. So yeah, there's a lot of good competition this year. Our biggest problem right now is our line play right now. So we're really struggling to block things up front, and we're kind of getting one-dimensional with the pass game. Hard to get the running game going when we don't have no help up front. But we got a little bit of good things going last week, and we hope to continue it. So.
Okay. Really, this is only your second year in 8-man. Do you,
Yep.
you feel like you're kind of making strides there a little bit?
Yeah, the kids, I think the kids enjoyed it. Last year, obviously, we had our first winning season in 9 seasons, so obviously that helps. But yeah, the kids get it. They've been playing it in junior high for a couple years now. Our Pee Wee plays 8-man, and we just kind of keep the ball rolling there, and yeah, it's been good. So.
What do you guys do to prep for, Waukeeny just came off of a big game with
Yeah.
Leota, but it's Ellis and Waukeeny, so that puts another dimension in
Yeah,
it.
it sure does. I didn't quite understand that dimension last year, kind of being new to Ellis and stuff, but it didn't take long to realize that, every team has a rival, and in Ellis, it's Trego. There's nobody else. It's Trego. And it's funny you say that, because during our parent meeting, I always ask at the end of the parent meeting, I say, is there any other questions? And the only question any parent ever had was, well, are we going to beat Trego this year? So it means a lot to our community. I didn't quite understand that, but I definitely understand it now, and our boys look forward to the opportunity to take on a really good Waukeeny Trego team. So.
Okay. What do you guys need to do? I mean, based on, you said you got your first win last week. You hope to keep building on that, but what do you got to do to maybe knock off one here?
Well, if you had that secret recipe, please let me know. But I think the things that we need to do is obviously take care of the ball. We haven't done a very good job of doing that the first couple of weeks. We've been racking up the turnovers at an alarming rate. So first thing is take care of the football. Have a few good plays go our way early, I think. Get some momentum behind us, and then just see if it can carry us, and we'll see what happens. Honestly, I think it all starts with their offensive line. The Maley kid, the Gum kid. I mean, they got it rolling up there. They got a good offensive line, and Connis can find the holes. Wynn can find the holes, and then if they don't find any holes, they go to the passing game. They can convert in the passing game with the Crawford kid, the Aschenbrenner kid. I mean, they got a lot of weapons. It's going to be a good test for us to see where we're at, and hopefully we can go in there and compete.
Yeah, 10 points. Yeah.
Did you record your message so you could use it again?
No, really, it was more about them refocusing, and we didn't make a ton of adjustments. We really didn't. We just refocused, and this group's pretty good at that. And they, we challenged them a little bit to come out in the second half and be a different football team, and obviously we had to find a way to stop that young kid, and I think we did, and obviously we did, and it was it was fun. It was a good halftime for us. So yeah, they were focused. They were focused. They want to win, and that's kind of nice. And they knew they had to play better, and they had to run faster and do all the things they were supposed to be doing, just a little bit better in order to win that game. And we always talk about somebody's will's going to break in the middle of that game. Somebody, good or bad, something's going to happen that's going to break somebody's will, and you have to be willing to do things that they're not, and we challenged them that way, and they came out second half and tried that and did that. We always talk about the fact that the way we train, the way we do things in the weight room, the things we're doing are a little bit different than most, and how that happens, and they've had 2 games in a row where they were done at halftime and we weren't, we haven't, so yeah, it had a lot to do with it. It had lots, always does, and into the fourth quarter, we, whether they are in better shape or not, they think they are, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, we challenge them, the fact that if they're going to be champions, then that they have to prepare like champions. It really doesn't matter, even though this week's a challenge for us because of what Ellis does and the things they bring to the table, So this one's a little bit easier. I'll worry about a little bit next week and the week after that. But the biggest thing is we have to be better week 9 than we are week 6. Week 5. That's important. But we better practice on Tuesday and Wednesday so that we're better in week 9, week 10, and week 11. When push comes to shove, and it really, we have to continue to get better. And that's the biggest challenge is letting them making them understand that that's so important that they prepare the way they've been preparing and they practice the way they've been practicing, because anybody can beat you. It doesn't matter what level it is. Somebody's going to come up and beat you if you aren't ready to play the game. And the fact that they have to get better. If they want to set their goals as high as they've set their goals, then they're going to have to get better every week. No matter who they're playing, they're going to have to get better every week.
Okay. Do you see them moving that way? I mean, less mistakes, that kind of stuff?
Yes. Yeah, I think just the understanding, we're in that mode this year where we're going to fix us. We're going to do what we do and continue to do what we do. We're not going to change, because of somebody. And then if you're in order to do that, they have to prepare everything. Obviously, a different defense against what we're running offensively matters and changes things, but it's still us working on us. Are you going to be able to catch the ball better than you were? Are you throwing the ball better than you are? Are you blocking? Are you coming off the ball better? Are you getting your eyes where they're supposed to be? Are you running to the football? Are your pursuit angles getting better? All that kind of stuff's getting better because you're focused in a game. You can't slop through games just like you can't slop through practice, because then you're not getting better. And it's always going to matter every game, but it's really going to matter as we progress.
What do you know about Ellis? I mean, it's only their second year playing 8-man, but it was a pretty tight game last year.
Yeah, it was. And boy, they like to step back and throw the football, and that always gives you a challenge in high school football. I feel like we've prepared pretty good for it, but at the same time, they chuck it all over the place, you know what I mean? And so, I don't know a lot about them. Again, defensively, I'm not sure what they're going to come out and play against us. And again, it really matters what we're doing, with that stuff. But I don't know what to think about them. They're a good little football team, a lot better than their 1-3 record is. I know that. So we have to prepare. We have to prepare to play a very good football team that's going to be excited to play us. It's going to be fired up. We got a target on our chest now. Everybody's going to play their best game against us. And again, we have to try to play that at a level that nobody else is willing to. And in order to do that, boy, you're going to have to start the game well, and you're going to have to continue to play well, and you're going to have to continue to want to win.
Welcome back to Custer Field here in Waukeeny, Kansas. It's homecoming for the Trego Golden Eagles, and they are taking on the Ellis Railroaders tonight. And Tate, what a turnaround. We talked about that in the pregame show, but man, what a turnaround from last year for Trego.
Yeah, Ellis in their first year as 8-man started off the season 0-4. They turned it around even last season, went 5-0 in the last 5 games of their season, and 5-4. And now this year, they're starting off the complete opposite. They're 4-0, starting off the 2025 campaign, and they're looking to keep it going after a big win against the Indians of Wichita County, who is not an easy opponent by all means. And fourth in the state, Trego taking on an unranked Ellis team, looking for a good one tonight here, Mid-Continent League clash.
Absolutely. Tate, you've got the starting lineups.
Yeah, let's start with the Ellis Railroaders. You have a 5'11 junior, that's number 1, Baylor Bourne. A 5'8 senior, number 3, Owen Richards. A 6'1 senior, number 8, Ben Byers. A 6'2 sophomore, number 17, Trenton Schartz. A 5'11 senior, number 20, Carson Schartz. 5'8 sophomore, number 21, Asher Hag. 5'7 senior, number 22, Trayson Bolig. And rounding out the lineup is a 5'8 senior, number 36, Brody Fisher. On the other end, you got a 6', 175-pound freshman, Vladden Crawford. A 6'2 junior, number 5, Hudson Dinas. 6' senior, number 7, Aaron Sampson. 6' senior, number 18, Ashton Wynn. 5'11 senior, Cass Smith, number 19. 5'11 junior, number 22, Jack Connis. 5'9 senior, number 28, Darius Brown. And a 6'3 sophomore, number 58, Christopher Gum. And we are underway, Steve.
We are ready to go. So Ellis will receive the kickoff to start the game. Waiting for the referees.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say that Trego probably deferred. I missed the coin toss, but they get the wind to their backs on offense, so that's a big advantage to start off.
And just like last week, back of the end zone for the kickoff. So the Railroaders will start their first drive at their own 15-yard line.
Yep, Railroaders 1-3 on the season, coming off a big win against La Crosse, scoring their most points of 44 to La Crosse's 32. They're looking for some momentum on offense after their 44 points last week.
Trego tonight without their big senior Traxton Maley, who was injured in practice this week, and he's going to be out at least this week, if not longer. Yep, here comes a reverse and brought down, and it will be probably a loss or maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to make it to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Ellis starting off with a little bit of trickery, a little reverse, and I think maybe that was going to try to be a pass. It kind of looked like he was going to try to pass it downfield, but no one was open, so now you got a gain of nothing.
Yeah, that was number 1, Baylor Bourne, who's thrown 6 passes all season. Here's the quarterback keeper and not much going. That is Trenton Schartz, the sophomore. And they're not going to give him anything. It's back to the 15, so it's 3rd down and 10 to go now for the Railroaders. And just like last week, Tate, Trego, their defense, they are ball hawks.
Yeah, they read both of those plays like butter, and now it's 3rd down and 10 here for the Railroaders.
Schartz dropping back, and he is sacked. That is a big sack in there for Jared Aschenbrenner. And that will bring up 4th down and a loss of 1, so 4th and 11.
Yeah, and if you're Ellis, you definitely don't have a chance here on the first drive of the game to go for it. Punt it away, take your medicine, give it back to the Golden Eagles. And, last week, the first play of the Golden Eagles was a touchdown, so Ellis knows that Trego's going to try to come out hot.
Here's the snap. And the punt, it looks like it went off the side of his foot, bounces at the 38, and goes out of bounds at the 36. So Trego, well, they start their first drive in Railroader territory, Tate.
Yeah, and I think from last week, that's the same exact place they started their first drive. Like I mentioned a little bit ago, that was a first play touchdown by Jack Connis. And so Ellis knows that they're going to try to run the ball, I think, on this first play, and they have to be ready for it. So Trego's starting off in good field position.
High formation now for the Golden Eagles. Wind under the center. Here is a handoff to Connis, and Connis is just bulldog down at the 35. It's called the 36. Gain of maybe a foot.
Yeah, not quite a yard. It's still going to be a 2nd down and 10. But Connis is going to be their main 2 running back here on offense. But don't be surprised when they throw out a couple plays, passing plays, as they can definitely pass the ball 273 yards through the air. 446 through the air for win on the season.
Connis with 461 yards rushing coming into this ball game, 10 touchdowns. And it is another one over to Connis. And the Railroaders, just like Trego was doing on defense, the Railroaders defense was right on top of that. In fact, Connis is going to lose about a yard.
Yeah, we'll call it a loss of 1. That was all Ellis's defensive line. They just completely beat him out there to the edge and stopped him. So right now this is looking good for the Railroaders. You're still if you're Trego, you're still in the Railroaders territory, but their defense holding a stand. I'd be looking through the pass game here for Trego.
Crawford split left for the Golden Eagles. Here's a snap back to Wynn. Wynn looking for Crawford and just threw it into the ground. Not a good pass, so 3 and out for both teams on their first drive.
Yeah, there's pretty good defense here starting off the game. Still 1 drive apiece. I'm expecting Trego probably go for this. Is only 3 minutes into the game. You still have good field position, but it looks like that's going to be Trego's Vlad and Crawford back to punt.
And there's nobody deep for Ellis.
Should be just a nice chip shot. Yep.
Bounces at the 20, keeps rolling, and it finally dies at the 4-yard line. 32-yard punt, and it rolled almost 15 yards.
I don't know if I've ever seen 8-man punt that was just a chip shot that's ever done that. I really don't think they usually go for it in that situation, but Trego punts it off, and he puts it nice tucked right inside the 5-yard line. Got a nice Trego bounce, and now Ellis stuck at the 4-yard line. Their main danger is just getting it at least past the 5 and having a little bit of space to work with.
So you have both Schartz brothers in the backfield. Here is a handoff and nothing going. In fact, he's going to lose a yard or so. That was, I believe, Carson Schartz. And we were talking about this earlier, Tate. It's with Ellis's orange numbers, it's hard to see out there. But that was Carson Schartz to come into the ball game with 126 yards rushing and 145 yards receiving. Schartz pass out to the right side, and it's going to cross the 10 and get out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. Owen Richards with the catch. It's going to give him about 6 yards on the play. Let's call it 7 yards. And it brings up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, big 3rd down here for Ellis. They get the 1st down. At least they'll have their kind of the momentum rolling. That was a nice little pass outside. Now looks like Ellis is going to spread it out once again.
So split right is Owens. And we've got trips on the right side. Schartz back to pass, and he is going to be sacked at the 5. Relentless defense for the Trego Golden Eagles, just like they did last week. And if you remember, the Wichita County quarterback, he was pretty beat up last week after this game against Trego.
Yeah, I think I counted him just, way over 300 yards rushing, a lot of rushes. But that time it was just a poor center to quarterback snap, and now Ellis forced to punt it for the 2nd time in a row.
Baylor Bourne with the punt, and it's caught at the 32. That's Ashton Wynn. Ashton breaks a tackle. He cuts back in the middle. Now he breaks it outside, and he's finally brought down at the 8-yard line.
Ashton Wynn, huge return. He's their go-to guy on offense,
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Whether he's playing quarterback or whether he's on the defensive side, he's the one that you definitely want the ball in his hands. And they sent him back on a nice return, and now Trego starting off both of their possessions with excellent field positioning with a 1st down and goal on their 2nd drive.
30-yard punt return on that. And so Ashton back at quarterback. It's back there with Aschenbrenner and also Conness in the backfield. Here's the snap. It's a fake handoff, and Wynn is going to take it out to about the 7-yard line and going to pick up a yard on the play.
Yeah, that's his first rush of the night. 1 yard for him, and now it's 2nd down and goal. Trego looking to put some points on the board, to be the first ones to do it, and that's probably some of the most important points is the first points. So
right. Ashton Wynn comes into this ballgame 446 yards rushing, passing, 5 touchdowns on the season, but he's got 5 touchdowns rushing and 273 yards. Same formation for the Golden Eagles. Back to pass is Wynn. Wynn is going to take it himself. He's across the 5, lowers his head, and finally brought out of bounds at the, let's call the 3-yard line. Well, Ellis is kind of breaking that offensive line for Trego, but when you got an athlete in the backfield like Ashton Wynn, anything can happen.
yeah, he'll be able to make space for himself. I mean, you got to give credit to the line. I mean, it was kind of broken from the start, but Ashton Wynn has that speed to be able to find the holes and make something out of nothing.
I formation, 3rd down and goal to go for the Golden Eagles. Here's a handoff to Conness. Who else? Into the end zone. Touchdown, Trego. For Conness, that is his 11th touchdown of the season.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a year, and why not go to him? I mean, he's the power back in the backfield for Trego, and if you're stuck at the 4-yard line, 4 yards is not hard for him to get. So Trego go on the board first, 6-0.
Good job by the big guys up front to break open a huge hole for Connors to go through.
Yeah, I think you could have probably got a semi-truck through it.
Here's a snap, and Wynn is going to option pitch it out, and it is a 2-point conversion. Nice job over there by Cass Smith with only his 7th rush of the season. But just at the last second, Wynn flipped it out to Cass Smith, and it is 8-0. That's our score here in Waukene with 6:19 left to go in the first quarter. We will be back. You are watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hazerec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
Ashton Wynn ready for the kickoff as he led his team 38 yards for the first touchdown of the game. And this kick is going to go out of bounds at the 2. That's a penalty, so better field position for Ellis to begin their third drive of the ball game.
Yeah, they're going to have the choice either to take the yards or re-kick it. Looks like, I think they're going to...
You would almost expect them to just go ahead and take the penalty because Wayne just kicks it out of the back of the end zone most of the time.
Yeah, even if they would have backed him up, I think he still might have reached the goal line. So looks like Ellis is going to take the yards at the 25. Their third drive of the game, they need to get something going on offense and try to get it past the midfield line at least.
So the first penalty on the night for either team. Trenton Schartz will dump it out to the left side. We'll cross the look at it right out about the 30, and there is another flag on the play. And that might be in the area of maybe a face mask. If we look at the instant replay here. Yeah.
Right around the neck.
Right around the neck.
Yep, that's what they call.
Yep, that was Darius Brown for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It'll be Ellis taking the yards.
Yep, so that's a 15-yard penalty. So
that's a huge penalty.
That's more than 15 yards, my friend. I'm not great at math, but I think that was more than 15
No,
yards.
that was about right. They were at the 30.
They were at the 30.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so a fresh set of downs now. Back to pass, and this is number 4. Going to try to find out who that is on my sheet here. That's Aiden Aschenbrenner for Ellis, and he brings it out to the 20. Pick up about 15 on that play. And so far, in the last few plays for Ellis, Trenton Schartz, their quarterback, has had time to sit back there and throw. When we first started the game, the Golden Eagles were in the backfield.
Yeah, that seems to be their go-to play, that quick little screen out there.
Handoff left side. This is Trenton Schartz. Gets out to about the 20, the original line of scrimmage. So we'll bring up second down and 10. And there is another flag. It looks like holding.
Yep.
Holding on Ellis. And that's Ellis's first penalty of the ball game. Ellis under the head coach of Brian Eichmann. They come into this ball game 1-3. And looking to pick up a 2-game win streak. They beat La Crosse last week, but they got a tough one tonight here in Trego. Schartz dropping back. The sophomore tucks it and runs. He's got some open running room. It looked like he slipped.
Yeah, we saw some slipping last game too, but ultimately Schartz getting a 4-yard gain. Nice little scramble. That's kind of all he could have done there.
Schartz is the starting quarterback. He's a sophomore. He stands 6'2", 215. He's a big boy and a good quarterback. His brother is with him in the backfield. Schartz back to pass. He dumps it off to the left. That's Aiden Aschenbrenner. And Aschenbrenner will get it back to almost the original line of scrimmage, Tate.
Yeah, his second reception of the night, 20 yards for him. And now you see Ellis kind of mixing up the plays. They're kind of more of a pass-heavy offense, it's starting to look like here on these first couple of drives.
Yeah, Schartz comes into this ball game 777 yards passing. He's got 9 touchdowns and 10 picks. So it's third down and a long 10. Schartz dropping back. He's going to tuck it and run. Not much going there. He's going to pick up about a yard. He drops back really far, and so it looks like he's picked up a lot of yardage, but only a yard. So we're going to make it 4th and 9, and I mean, this is go for it territory.
Yeah, if you're in your own territory, or excuse me, if you're in the opponent's territory, you might as well go for it. I mean, it's a good choice here.
All right, split right is Aschenbrenner. Schartz gets the snap. Got extra protection. He goes deep for the end zone, and he almost. Aiden Aschenbrenner had his hands on it, and he could not reel it in. That was a really good pass, and for Vleeden Crawford, that's great defense.
Yeah, and he almost had it. Look at the replay. He bobbled it 2 or 3 times, and it just goes down to the ground. He almost had that. That would have been a heck of a play. I think SportsCenter might have been calling.
All right, so here's the third drive now for Trego. They scored on their last one, 3 and out on their first drive. Here's the handoff to Conness up the middle. He runs over 1, he runs over 2, and he runs over 3 for an 11-yard pickup out to the 30-yard line. I mean, look, he just puts his head down. He's a big kid, and he's just going to bulldoze most people over.
Yeah, he's a tank. It's like he had a sled pulling him most of the way, and he just kept moving his feet. Gets a big first down. It probably should have been a 2nd down and 3 at the first contact, but now you turn the chains over.
Jack Conness is a 5'11", 190-pound junior. Here's the snap, and it's going to be a keeper by Wynn, and nothing going there. Nice job out there by Aiden Aschenbrenner. First man over there to bring down Wynn.
Yeah, Ellis's defensive line has had some big stops already here in this first quarter, and that's another one. Wynn's not the easiest guy to take down, and that time they got him down right at the 10-yard marker, so it's now a 2nd down and 10.
Just outside of 3 minutes left to go in this quick-moving first quarter. Here's a pass that's completed over to Crawford, and Crawford gets knocked out of bounds just about the 39-yard line. That's going to leave him about a yard short.
Yeah, that's Wynn's first completion on the night, and that one's a big 9-yard gain. Now you're stuck with a 3rd down and 1. And a chance to get into Ellis Railroader territory. I would, if you're looking for an easy first down, I'd say give it to Jack Conness, which that's kind of what I would expect Coach Haxton to go off of here. But we'll see. Ellis's defensive line has come up with some big stops tonight.
Yes, they have. And there's a fumble on the play, and Ellis might have gotten on top of that. Nope. Trego got it. That was Cass Smith who saved the day there for the Golden Eagles, and that brings up 4th and 2. But I don't think that's going to change Haxton's mind.
No, I think he might change the play, but I think it's going to be the same idea on this 4th down. And that was just a mistake on the Trego offense that quite possibly could have been an easy 1st down and the drive could keep going, but Ellis's defense looking for a huge stop. Looks like Coach Eichmann's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, Christopher Gumm is the starting center for the Golden Eagles, but there is a timeout on the field. We will take a timeout as well. You are watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
A special thanks to the Ellis Game Time Boosters, Golden Belt Co-op, Equity Bank of Ellis, and Golden Belt Telephone. These proud supporters stand behind the Ellis Railroader students and athletes. Go Fight Win. From professional fire equipment, longtime full season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
The Kansas High School Activities Association conducts official rules meetings, training clinics, and workshops throughout the entire state with a view toward providing sound educational experience for all athletes. If you'd like more information on becoming an official in any sport, contact the Acacia office at 785-273-5329. 4th and 2. Cass in motion to the right. Back to pass, and it is completed to Crawford, and that is a 1st down. Pick up a 4 yards on that play.
Yep, excellent job. I think the play actually did change from that 4th down and 1. I think it was initially going to be a run right up the middle, but instead they decided to give it right off to who was that? I'm sorry, that was Crawford.
Yep, number 1.
Yeah, excellent catch, and now you got a 1st down.
Not bad defense there by Owen Richards for the Railroaders, but here's a handoff up the middle to Big Conis, and he is going to pick up 7. So Jack, he just lowers that head and just bowls his way through the defense, gets into the second level of that Ellis Railroad defense, and he's tough to start.
Yeah, talk about a tough guy to stop. He's like a Derrick Henry of this offense here.
Well, I mean, he's ran 63 times, averages 7.3 yards a carry. Under duress, Wynn is throwing, and it is out of bounds. It's caught, but he was out of bounds. That was Crawford again. And Crawford, interestingly enough, Tate, he comes into this game 7 receptions, 53 yards, and they are targeting him often tonight.
Yeah, they've been using him, and I mean, it's been working, but that time it could have been thrown just a little bit more in bounds, and it had a chance to be in a long play, but ultimately it's going to be a 3rd down and 4 now for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Wynn under a little duress on that last play. Darius Brown split left. I formation, and it is a keeper rolls out, and it is intercepted. Well, you can tell right there Wynn is not happy with himself. The pass was intended for Aaron Sampson, and simply Tate, Wynn just overthrew him.
Yeah, I mean, when he's rolling out to his left, that's not the best way you want to be able to throw the ball, especially going to your weak side, and that one was just overthrown. You could tell Wynn, he wasn't pleased with himself, and now we have our first turnover of the ball game with a minute left in the first quarter. Now Ellis is looking to respond. If they could get back in this and score a touchdown here, put 2 on the board, you got a tie ball game, but Trego is looking to replicate exactly what Ellis just happened.
Minute 7 left to go in the first quarter, 8-0 Trego, and here's a pass, and looks like a little miscommunication there as Trenton Sharks, the quarterback, was trying to get it over to, looked like Baylor Bourne on the left side, and Baylor cut in, and Sharks threw out.
Yeah, it was just a little bit outside, or a little bit too much in front of him. He had a little bit of extra space, too, if he did catch it. I think Bourne's got enough speed to get around that defensive back. But we're seeing a lot of passes from Ellis here early on. It looks like they're going to spread it out again.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right in the shotgun formation. This is Sharts. Dumps it off, and it is a minimal pickup. And that was a completion to Carson Sharts, his brother, older brother. And so now we've got Sharts back, and nothing going there. He had looked like he had a couple of receivers open over there, Tate. Mainly, well, I don't know if it's Brody Fisher, or maybe that's who it looked like out there, who was wide open. But tell you what, Trego was all over.
Yeah, the defensive line of Trego has been causing a little bit of trouble on those pass plays, but looks like Coach Hacks is going to take a timeout and think about it here with 24 seconds left.
We want to take this time to thank our Game Time major sponsors that helps make these broadcasts possible for you. Hayes Rec. Nex-Tech Game Time is also brought to you by Nex-Tech Wireless, Mapes and Miller. Also brought to you by Redeem Designs, High Plains Podiatry, the Phillips County Hospital, and Nex-Tech. We will get you some scores as they roll in here. Some big games tonight. TMP is at Smith Center tonight. Russell is at Phillipsburg. Beloit's at Norton. Junction City is at Hayes. Oakley's hosting Plainville. 4th down. And punt formation now for the Railroaders. There's a punt. It went straight up. And it takes a horrible bounce. Oh, it's a live ball, too. Oh! And Conness. That is heads-up football there, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
It was a live ball. Conness picks it up off the ground, and it's a touchdown. How many times have you ever seen that, Tate?
I don't know. Definitely not many. I mean, that was probably a net of a minus 3-yard punt. And Conness, with the heads-up play, like you said, just takes it to the house. What a play by Jack Conness. Now it's a 2-score lead.
So do you call that a punt return for a touchdown?
Yeah,
it's got to be.
I guess you'd have to. I mean, that would be Conness' second touchdown total on the night. And like I said, the punt like you said, that punt went straight up and took a huge Trego bounce, and Conness picks it up, takes it to the house.
So it's 14-0 now, Trego. And Wynn is going to throw it in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Good. It's Cass Smith.
Yeah, that's his second 2-point conversion of the night there.
So queuing up the replay on this punt return for a touchdown. And here we go. So the ball just went straight up in the air and bounced back, and Conness just said, this is a live ball.
Yeah, he said, give me that. I'm just going to take it.
It's like, thank you very much.
Excellent coaching there. Conness having the knowledge to know that that's still a live ball and he doesn't just have to pick it up. We saw kind of, what was it, last week, Wichita County. It was a live ball down there on the other end and nobody was going to touch it. And the whole crowd screaming, grab it. That time it was just Jack Conness with the ball knowledge of being able to pick it up and take it. He only had one defender to boot, so.
Well, for the third time tonight, Ashton Wynn tees up the ball at his own 30 with 13 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and it just seemed like 30 seconds ago it was 8-0, but now Trego has built a 16-point lead as we wind down the first quarter here in Waukegan. Here is Wynn with the deep kick. And it is going to go out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, looking at Ellis's offensive stats so far, unofficially, I have them at -1 rushing yards total. So, but their passing yards, completely different thing, 30 yards passing. So I think if you're Coach Eichmann of the Railroaders, you want to even out that stat a little bit more. I'm not sure. It seems like Ellis is wanting to go through the air much more just because – Trego's defensive line is stopping everything, but, the ground game here would be huge for Ellis.
So Trenton Schartz, the quarterback, by himself in the backfield. Here's the snap, drops back, dumps it off to the left. Nice little screen there. But again, Baylor Byrne, it slips.
Yeah, lots of slips going on. You'd think it'd be a little wet out here tonight.
Yeah. All right, that is the end of the first quarter. It's 16-0 at homecoming here in Waukene for Trego High School. We're going to take a break, come back with the second quarter right after this. You're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1. All right, welcome back to Custer Field as we get ready to start the second quarter. Golden Eagles up 16-0. Both touchdowns from Jack Connis. One was a rushing touchdown, and one was one of the strangest punt return for touchdowns you'll ever see. Eichhorn back to pack. Rolls out to his right under pressure. He finds a receiver and could not hang on to it. That was Baylor Byrne again. A nice job over there by Ashton Wynn on the coverage.
Yeah, that was a nice throw, nice bullet pass. If it was caught by Bourne, that's a first down, but now it's going to be a 3rd down and 5. And Trego's defense has been excellent in this situation here the past couple weeks.
Oh, so we'll see what Ellis does, and they have receivers split left and right. Schartz gets it passed off, and he's going to get the first down as he completes it to Aschenbrenner for the first down.
Yeah, nice little gain of 6. As Aschenbrenner now with his first reception of the night.
We got some scores starting to pour in as Schartz brings it across the 30 and out of bounds. Brought down by Cass Smith, but there is a flag on the play. Holding on Ellis.
So that's going to completely erase that play there, and that would have brought Ellis into positive rushing yard. They're still stuck in -1 after that.
And that's their first, or actually their second, I believe, penalty of the ball game. So Schartz in the backfield, along with his brother Carson Schartz. 2 receivers split. Well, they got to mark the ball off first.
Yep. 5 more yards.
Ellis is like, well, thank you.
He said, we'll take it. If you're going to mark it right there, we'll take it every day.
All right, so it's 1st and 20 now from the 15. Schartz dropping back, kicks it out to the right side, and not much going on there. It is complete. I was hoping that the darker it got and the lights come on, we could see their numbers a little bit better for Ellis, but Tate, the older you get, the older your eyes get. So
yeah, well, I mean, I think the numbers of Ellis are pretty difficult to see from up here. So I think you and me both.
2nd and 20, and under duress. And Schartz gets out of the tackle. He tucks it. He's running. He's across the 20 and out to the 25-yard line. Nice job there by Schartz to break that. I mean, that would have been a devastating sack.
Yeah, a nice little gain of 10. He did something out of nothing there. He was all the way back at the end zone, like right at the line of the end zone. I mean, that's a total of 25 yards on the play to only catch 10. So now it's a 3rd down and 11 here for the Railroaders.
just starting the second quarter.
That also gets Ellis into positive rushing yards in the night, total of 9.
So 3rd down and 11. Sharks by himself in the backfield. Takes it at the 20. Under duress and well, I don't think his receiver was expecting that pass. That was Brody Fisher.
Yeah, I think the pass was supposed to go to him, but I don't think Fisher quite looked for it quick enough. And now he got a 4th down, and he got another Ellis punt.
So Bourne is the punter. Last punt resulted in a punt return for a touchdown. See if he can get this off a little bit better. That's
nice
much
punt.
better. That's a nice punt.
Beautiful.
But it's too nice.
Man.
It goes out of the end zone. That was a great punt.
Yeah, it had a nice spiral on it. It looked like somebody passed it. But he didn't quite get the bounce that Trego did earlier where it went down inside the 5. But now Trego ball are going to have it at the 15. And Trego looking to make it a 3-score ball game. And 3 scores is a tough deficit to overcome. But, you know, anything can happen. Ellis just needs to get some ground game going. I only have them officially at 9 total yards on the ground compared to their 47 through the air. They've been relying on that air attack, but you know what Trego does. They rely on the ground game and expect some more of it here.
Connis gets the call.
Wow.
He breaks a threat.
Wow.
Tackle. He breaks 3 tackles, and he's finally brought down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, we'll call it a gain of 44 yards. And that was just right up the gut.
So as we look at the replay, he just stiffed arms 2 of the would-be tacklers, and then finally able to bring him down is Loperman.
I mean, he's the definition of north to south running.
1st down and 10. And it's a keeper win. We'll bring it across to the 30 and out to the 27. It's going to bring up about 2nd and 7.
Yeah, we'll call it a gain of 3. There was a little design quarterback run up the middle, and 2nd down and a long 7 coming up here for the Golden Eagles, and they're knocking on the door here with 9:50 left in the half. One big play is all it takes for Trego. We see plenty of them between the past couple weeks.
Hugoton over Scott City at the end of the 1, 7-0. High formation, and there's another mishap there between the center and Wynn, and fortunately for the second time they were able to jump on the ball, but they lost a couple of yards on that.
You know, you would think it's raining out there for as many times as the ball's been slipped or the players have slipped, and now you got a 3rd down and 8. Those small mistakes are what can really hurt a ball game, but Trego looking to get back on their feet, and with his 3rd down, and he'll call it a long 8. Going to shotgun now.
Just under 9 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Here's the snap back to Wynn. And Wynn tries to get it out on a nice cutting pattern there by Jared Aschenbrenner, but it was out of reach. So it's going to bring a 4th down.
Yeah, I was just throwing a little bit outside of him. It was an excellent route by Aschenbrenner on that little zig on the outside. If he would have caught it, probably could have been a gain of 5 or 6 and set up a better 4th down. But this 4th down and 8. 8 yards seems like a long ways here for both teams tonight.
It does. At the end of 1, Great Bend over Dodge City, 14-0. 4th down. Wynn back to pass under pressure. He's going to tuck it. He has got open running room, and he is going to score for a touchdown. 31 yards.
Wow. Just took it right up the middle. He knew what he had. That cannon,
I tell you, man. Every single time.
It's loud, but, you know, it's a heck
fun.
of a tradition
It's
here for the
fun,
Golden Eagles.
absolutely.
Now it's a 3-score ball game, and Trego's 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions, and if you can go up 24, this would be huge.
And they're going to give it to Connors. Who else? I mean, it's pretty much a guaranteed touchdown or a 2-point conversion. So Connors gets the conversion, and both coaches are meeting their teams out on the field. Coach Brian Eichmann for Ellis was out there pretty darn quick. We're going to take a timeout, and we will be back for the kickoff. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time on Nex-Tech Local.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you will be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
And we're back. Ashton Wynn with a 31-yard touchdown run. And with the Connors 2-point conversion, now with 8:42 left to go in the second quarter, all of a sudden it's 24-0.
Yeah, Trego's offense is just running the ball. That's all they need to do. That's all they have done. And Ellis is trying to pass the ball. I'd like to see Ellis put the ball on the ground a little bit more this time. Here's a nice little squib kick. That was dangerous.
That was very dangerous. Ellis got on it just in time at their own 23-yard line.
So we'll see what Ellis can do. You know, the pass game's there, but personally, I mean, I'm not a coach. That's why I'm up here, like I say every time. But I'd start trying to get the ground game running. I mean, there's a little bit of a size difference up front, that's for sure. But stretch it out, send it to the outside, get some yards, and put some points on the board.
Going in motion and getting the pass out of the backfield, and not much going there. That was Baylor Bourne. Going to pick up maybe a yard on that.
Yeah, that was Aiden Aschenbrenner there. We'll count that as a rush. It was a backyard, or was a...
No, it was the back part. See, I told you, you have Aiden Aschenbrenner, number 4, Baylor Bourne, number 1.
They're hard to see.
They are very hard to see. So Baylor Bourne split left. Pretty sure of that one. Schartz. Back in shotgun formation, gets the snap, drops back, throws it to the right, and it is caught by Aschenbrenner again, and that's going to be a first down. Nice pass over there, Tate.
Yeah, see, the pass game, it works. It does. And right now they're starting to figure it out a little bit with 8.5 left. And I think Aschenbrenner's their main target here on offense.
Aschenbrenner comes into the ballgame with 9 catches, 71 yards passing. And this is a little kind of a flea flicker.
Oh.
But it is picked off. That was Baylor Bourne that was trying to throw that. Number 1, it is intercepted by Crawford, number 1, and brings it clear back to the Ellis 30-yard line.
Yeah, they tried to pull some trickery out there. And that time, Bourne just tried to lob it up there. It was a good throw, don't get me wrong, but that was just better defense there by Crawford. And that's a huge return also. Trego gets the ball in good field position at the Ellis 30, and this one could get out of hand a little quick here, Steve. It's already a 3-score game, and with Trego's offense, could take 3 or 4 plays and put it in the end zone, and all of a sudden it's a 4-possession ball game. It's tough to come back from.
Absolutely, and let's not forget, Trego gets the ball to start the second half.
Yep, that's right.
And so Baylor Bourne has thrown, besides this one, 6 passes tonight, 1 completion for 5 yards. Yep. So there is a timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8:15 left to go here in the second quarter. 24-0. The Golden Eagles with the commanding lead. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time boosters, Walkini Animal Hospital, Earl Liquor, and Old 40 Auto Care. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeenie students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Pit Road Liquor, Trego Recreation Commission, Blaze Market, along with Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
And we're back from the timeout, and an opportunity here for Trego to punch this ball back in the end zone. And we're not even halfway through the second quarter yet. They're already up 24-0.
Yeah, and they have good field positioning after a good return there by Crawford on the interception. And now Trego looking to just pour some points on.
Handoff over the left side. This goes to Aschenbrenner, and Aschenbrenner will scoot out to about the 21, and he's going to pick up 9 yards on that.
Yeah, nice little run. That's all you needed to do, right up the gut. That offensive line just had that hole wide open. Got to give a little bit of credit to Aschenbrenner. Broke a couple tackles, but lots of credit to the offensive line.
Well, Tate, we talked about last week. Trego had the size advantage over Wichita County. I think Ellis may be a little bit bigger size-wise than Wichita County, but Ellis is they got some big boys up front.
Yep, they do. And I think they have the size battle beaten here as well. Here's a pass.
Wynn's going to tuck it. He's going to run to the left. Runs over a defender, and it takes 4 Ellis Railroaders to bring him down before they stop him with forward progress at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, he just put his shoulder down, broke a tackle the hard way. And what an excellent run there. He found exactly where he needed to go with it. He made Ellis pay. Ellis was there. I mean, they had the defensive line all up in the pocket, but Wynn just does a better job.
Plainville over Oakley, 30-0.
And
there's another touchdown for, I think you've heard his name before, Jack Connis. Punches it in, 11 yards out. I was ready for that cannon shot.
Yeah, we're starting to get used to it up here, but Jack Connis, another 11 yards, and his second rushing touchdown, 3rd on the ball game total, and what a night Jack Connis is having.
So the Golden Eagles I formation looking to make it a 32-0 lead, and just under 7 minutes left to go. Connis gets the call, and Connis gets the 2-point conversion.
And you might as well. You get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. You know what we call that, Steve? We call that an octopus. You just scored 8 points.
There you go.
Octopus for Connis. There we go.
I learn something new every day.
That's a thing I've seen on Twitter. We'll just call it.
Yep. Let's get you up on some scores as we have them. As I said earlier, Plainville over Oakley, 30-0. TMP over Smith Center at the end of 1, 7-0. Hayes High has had a heck of a schedule this year, right? They've been playing teams in the top, other than last week against Garden City. Hayes has played top-ranked teams in the state, and they are leading Junction City in Hayes 13-7 at the end of 1.
They're proven to be one of the top teams there in 5A.
Well, tell me, Tate, if you've heard this before, but Waukenie's setting up to kick off, and and somebody by the name of Ashton Wynn has the ball teed up.
I said it pregame. I said there's one name that you're going to hear a lot of tonight. That's Ashton Wynn, and we have. But between him and Connis, their names are probably pretty evenly said tonight.
And here's the kickoff received at the 15. Gets it out to the 26-yard line. So that was Carson Schartz with the kickoff return and after the 26. And let's see what Ellis can do now.
Yeah, I think they got to play it safe. I mean, you don't want to give the ball right back to Trego. You definitely want to take a long drive here and get some points on the board before it's too late. But we'll see. Got a receiver each way and a man in the backfield.
Schartz, the sophomore quarterback, drops back, rolls out to his right. Looking for a receiver, and he just kind of throws it downfield. Not much there.
Yeah, they're sticking with the air attack. I mean, I know Trego's got the size on the line. They have that advantage, but, I'd love to see them rush it.
Well, their leading rusher on the year is Trenton Sharks, the quarterback. He's got 203 yards, but he's only averaging 3 yards a carry. He's got one 100-yard game, and he's got 5 touchdowns on the season. His brother, meanwhile, is 126 yards rushing and a touchdown on the season. But they're going to keep throwing the ball. This goes out to Baylor Bourne. Baylor Bourne scoots his way out to, they're going to mark him out, Tate, at the 33.
Yep, that's Aschenbrenner over there again. It's going to be a gain of 7. It's all right. It's hard to well, I just knew that because I saw Bourne here on the near side. I saw the number 1, but.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Tate has an advantage. Okay, so we're in a booth. It's a great booth, but the lights are off because if you turn on the lights, we see ourselves and we can't see the game.
Yeah.
So Tate's got the side where there's no screen on the window.
I've
got a screen.
Good point.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down. I didn't even see the screen over there. So.
And he's got 10 years. Okay, so going in motion is Aschenbrenner, and they're going to stop this one before it even starts. False start. That's the third flag tonight on Ellis. And, when you had 3rd and 2, you had a manageable 3rd and 2, Tate. Now you got a 3rd and 7. And if you thought maybe they would run it on 3rd and 2, more than likely they're going to have to put it up in the air again.
Yeah, I'm expecting them definitely to put it up in the air. The rushing attack just isn't their offense, and I'm thinking maybe one of those bubble screens out there to Aschenbrenner or Bourne might be the play here, but.
Not to pour salt on this, but they're going to call it 3rd and 8. So, Schartz dropping back. He's looking for a receiver under pressure and underthrows his intended receiver on the right side, and 4th down, and tough sledding right now, Tate, for the Ellis Railroaders. And
yeah, that one just thrown a little bit behind Bourne there. Now it looks like Ellis is just going to, Trego's got a man back to receive. Ellis hasn't quite taken the ball. Yep, they're going to punt it off. So it's going to be another Ellis punt here. I think this is their 5th punt of the night, 4th or 5th.
Ashton Wynn deep to receive the ball at his own 15. Nice punt by Bourne. The last time it's a fake.
Oh, what a catch.
It's a catch, and it is going to cross the 30 and out of bounds. I tell you what, Coach Brian Eichmann, he goes, we need something to light this team up. That may help.
Yeah, that was a 23-yard catch there, and what a 24, actually. And that was, you've punted it 4 times. Why not fake it once
That's
and
right.
catch Trego off guard? And they did exactly there.
And that's their leading receiver who caught that, Ben Byers, the senior.
He's been quiet tonight.
He has. That first time we called his name, he's got 330 yards receiving coming into this ball game. But Schartz slips again and under duress. Nice job by Aaron Sampson to quickly get in the backfield to kind of disrupt that play.
Yeah, a lot of slipping going on here. I think maybe the middle of that field is starting to get a little slick for everybody.
I believe that's the 3rd time we've seen somebody slip tonight between both teams.
Yep.
So a loss of 5 on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 15 now. Schartz all by himself in the backfield. Here's the snap. Schartz dropping back, way back. He tucks it, tries to stiff arm.
Oh, what a tackle.
And no way was he going to get past Aschenbrenner.
Wow.
Jared Aschenbrenner, a freshman, just single-handedly brought down a 6'2", 215-pound quarterback like he was a rag doll.
Yeah, he slammed him down to the ground. That was an excellent tackle. You definitely don't want to try to let him get any further upfield because he had another probably 8 or 9 yards in him. But Aschenbrenner, excellent tackle, and now you got a 3rd down and a track meet here for the Railroaders.
3rd down and 20. Just over 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Schartz dropping back, and he is under duress again. That's Hudson Dynas. And really, all that Sharks could do, just tuck it and run out of bounds.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go with the ball, and I mean, Ellis's offensive line just let Trego get right through there, and there was too much pressure there for Sharks to be able to do anything. 4th down and long.
So that'll...
Could see another fake here, who knows, but it looks like Ellis is going to take a timeout, and
Yeah.
Trego's crowd and the team pumped up.
Tell you what, it's homecoming night. This place is packed. These home stands are packed, and as we said in the pregame show, this is I guess you could say it's the best team that Trego has put on the field in 24 years.
Yeah, they got themselves a squad this year, and they're looking to go 5-0 if they can. It's looking pretty like they're going to go 5-0. A lot can happen, but
Absolutely.
to have this start of a season for Coach Haxton, they have all the momentum in their favor, top 5 in the state, a lot of eyes looking at the Golden Eagles, and they just have an excellent team out there. And, like we kind of mentioned last week, they have a very, very favorable schedule coming up as well. And so, lacrosse coming up, and a team that Ellis just beat. I mean, I think it's District 6 that Trego's in, and they have a very high chance of being able to take that district, especially going, maybe starting off 2-0 in district play on the year.
Well, Trego put up 378 yards, I believe it was, last week against Wichita County. Wichita County, that was the toughest game. That was what everybody marked on their calendar last year for Trego. But Kat Smith had 15 tackles last week. Aaron Simpson had 13. Layden Crawford had 12. Trego was 4 of 4 on 2-point conversions last night. Here's 4th down and forever. And Sharks is going to tuck it, and he is going to be about 12 yards shy of the first down. He picks up 14 on that play. But for Trenton Sharks, it's a turnover on down. And Trego gets the ball back.
Yeah, had a lot of space to run the ball there. And just, that's, what is that, a 4th down and 30-something and only getting 15 yards out of it. That's about as best you can do. You got to play field position at that point. Just
Absolutely.
try to get Trego as far into their own territory as possible. Now it's 1st down and 10.
Win, handoff to Conness. Conness will pick up 4 yards. Let's call we'll call it 4 yards. It's close.
Yeah, 88 yards rushing for Conness, a north to south runner. He's having himself a heck of a night. I expect Ellis just to keep the ball on the ground.
Next week, the Golden Eagles travel to Ness City to take on the Eagles. Ness City's 1-3 coming into this ball game, just like Ellis is tonight. Nice little dump off pass. This goes to Aaron Sampson. What a move. Aaron Sampson is almost tripped up, and he is going to score a touchdown. That's a 45-yard touchdown pass from Ashton Wynn to Aaron Sampson. Aaron Sampson gets his first receiving touchdown of the year.
And what a big one it was. 44 yards total. And Wynn, 57
Almost
yards
got
through the
tripped up
air.
there.
Yeah. Wow, it's all Golden Eagles here, and we still have 4 minutes left in the half. As the Golden Eagles are looking to start off the season 5-0 here.
So 2-point conversion. They're perfect tonight. They were perfect last week. And
Just kept pushing him. You get it?
Wow. Yes, they got it.
They just kept pushing him, but kind of looked like the NFLers, how they just
Yes.
keep on pushing on their players. And wow, what a play. 40-0.
40-0, and we've got 4:09 left to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more. You're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
"44-yard touchdown pass, Ashton Wynn to Aaron Sampson." And like I said earlier, that's the first touchdown reception for Sampson this season. His previous long reception was 43. That's 44, so we're going to change numbers here soon. And Wynn with the kickoff, and then it bounces right off an Ellis player, and
he got it.
Trego says they got it.
No, it's Ellis.
But it is Ellis.
The coach went running out there, pointing the other way, but Ellis lucky. That was just a bullet right to the middle front lineman there for Ellis. And
you're going to have to call up the DJ. It's homecoming night. Tell them that they're going to need to come a little earlier tonight, most likely.
Yep.
Trego's not letting off the throttle here. And Ellis trying to get something going here. Ball at midfield at the 40. Sharts will swing it out to the left, and it is caught and tackled by a flock of Golden Eagles, and forward progress gets them out to the Trego 33-yard line.
You got to give some credit there to Trego. I think every single player on defense was wrapped around him by the end of the play.
Well, we used the term ball hawk earlier. That was Owen Richards. I believe that's his second catch of the game. So it's 2nd down and 3 for Ellis. Here's another pass. Overthrows his intended receiver. I believe that.
I think it was intended for the other Sharts.
The other Shart, his brother, his older brother.
Yep.
So it brings up 3rd down now and 3. 3.5 left to go as the clock stops on that incompletion. But 3.5 left to go in the second quarter, and receivers split right and left. Both Sharts brothers in the backfield. Snap to Trenton. Trenton drops back. He's looking for an open receiver. He finds him, and he is going to dive for the end zone. The pylon, the referee says it is a touchdown. That was a nice pass to Carson Sharts. So a brother-to-brother connection. And the Ellis Railroader said, okay, you guys were ready to go home at halftime. Not so fast.
Yep, that's what Ellis kind of needed. They needed some points on the board here, and they got it. Maybe a little late, but they got it here. They got some on the board, and that's important.
Not sure what exactly it was. It was a handoff to, I believe that was Carson Sharts, and Carson just kind of lopped the ball in the end zone, and nobody there for that 2-point conversion.
Nope. So now it's 40-6. Trego just wanting to put some more points on the board and keep it going. Ellis just trying to stop it. And, it's tough sledding here for the Railroaders. They got some points on the board, but Trego's offense is tough to stop here.
Starting to get some halftime scores. Oberlin over Hoxie, 12-6 at the half. Great Bend over Dodge City, 14-0 at the half. Hugoton over Scott City, it's 7-0. Russell tied with Phillipsburg, 14-all at the half.
That's a good one.
Absolutely, that's a big game. All right, so for the first time tonight, the Ellis Railroaders are going to kick the ball off. Aiden Aschenbrenner, the junior. There's the ball teed up. I believe he's a lefty kicker. And it's a nice straight kick, and it kind of bobbled there at the 5, but Wynn is going to bring it out past the 20, still on his feet, past the 30, still on his feet, and finally brought down at the 36-yard line.
Man, he's slippery. He had a couple defenders just slip right off of him, especially there around the 20-yard line. And now Trego with 3:12 on the clock. They've been taking it down the field pretty quickly here on this Ellis defense. And starting off at the 37-yard line in their own territory. Ellis's defense just needs a big stop or a turnover or something to keep them in this.
Well, earlier in the first quarter, Tate, it looked like Ellis, at least on that first drive where Trego went 3 and out.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, Trego's kind of won the battle there in the trenches. Here's a deep pass. This is intended for Darius Brown, and it is incomplete. No flag on the play.
No, that was good defense by the defensive back. He just kept running with him, kind of boxed him out with the front side, I guess, without causing too much contact. Ball was just a little bit underthrown. Now, if you're the receiver there for Trego, Darius Brown, maybe try to stop and get knocked over and get a flag call.
Well, Darius Brown's coming into this ball game, 2 catches, 6 yards. Longest catch is 3, so that would have been a big one had the senior been able to bring that in. I formation for the Golden Eagles. Hand off to guess who? Connis. And Connis,
there you go.
Nice job by that Ellis Railroader defensive line to stop Connis from picking up maybe a yard on that play.
Yeah, he got, we'll call it 3 yards there, but there's a good stop by Ellis. Their line stepping up and stopping the big boy, Jack Connis, for only a gain of 3, which that's an achievement on its own, it feels like.
So kind of unfamiliar territory right now for Trego with 2:25 left to go before the half. 3rd down and 8. Back to pass is Wynn, and Wynn is almost picked off. Almost got it, picked it off the turf. Baylor Bourne.
Yeah, they just left that defensive end completely unblocked, and they're trying to get it upfield. He was open for a second, but Bourne almost coming up with that interception. That would have been a big one for Ellis. But Trego looks like they're going to punt it off.
Next week, Ellis hosts Quinter. So another tough game. Quinter's a pretty good team this year as well. So Wynn with the punt. And Ellis is going to let the ball roll, and it will die right outside the 15-yard line.
A PSA announcement, the Kansas State High School imagine you debating or marching before hundreds of people. Kansas high school students have been debating and performing spectacular marching halftime since school started. You are invited to support the fall activity programs of your school. Attend a game, volunteer to judge, a debate, enjoy a music program. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and Nex-Tech Game Time.
Sharts gets it out to his brother. And his brother loses the ball. That was Carson Sharts, and the ball was stripped out of his hands, and they would have been close to a first down.
Yep, Trego just punted the ball, and they instantly get it right back. He just...
You're not sure who.
Yep, can't quite tell.
Well, Trego has the ball at the 22-yard line of the Railroaders. In motion is Cass Smith to the right. Quarterback keeper. And nice job out there by the Ellis defense. In there on the stop was Asher Haig.
Yeah, and they tried to send a little blitz right up the middle, and it worked well for the Railroaders. Now it's 2nd down, and call it 13.
Asher Haig, the 5'8", 154-pound sophomore for the Railroaders. So Ellis, in their second year of 8-man football, it is a huge transition from 11-man to 8-man. And this is their halfway through their second year of 8-man football. Wynn dropping back. He's pressured, and it is almost got one-handed by Conness. I mean, why not?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things about switching from 8-man or 11-man to 8-man is, you've been, as a coach, you've been studying film on the same teams for years than 11-man, and then you switch over to 8-man, and now you're seeing a completely different team that you've seen in the past, as many years as you're 11-man. You're not familiar with the players, you're not familiar with their culture, and I think that's just one thing Ellis is kind of learning about is the Golden Eagles and even the Ringnecks, and now the Plainsmen next year. They're going to have to adapt to all those players, and the Plainsmen will have to restart it as well. So, Ellis just trying to get their feet underneath them in 8-man football, that's all.
Aschenbrenner in motion. He gets the call. And we'll get back to the 22. Pick up a maybe 3 on the play. But the clock. Oh, and there's a face mask. I did not see the flag out there.
Amen.
That is something Ellis could not afford to have because they had Ellis at least at 3rd and maybe 10 or 11 yards. But this face mask penalty is now going to make it for Trego 3rd down and a manageable, it's called 7 yards.
Yeah, 3rd down and 7. Yeah, it's a tough penalty there for Ellis. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if we've seen a flag on Trego.
I've got Trego for 3.
Okay.
3 penalties.
Okay. I haven't been keeping track of that, but you're doing a better job of that than I am. But
according to my unofficial stats, both teams have 3 penalties.
Okay. It's been a pretty clean ball game on both ends. I mean, we saw a lot of flags, last week, and this time Trego's kind of cleaned it up. But that last flag by the Railroaders is just not a flag you need at this point of the game. You want to get a big stop, start a little bit of momentum, and ultimately, with 1:47 left in the half, Trego's just knocking on the door.
So if you're Coach Brian Eichman, Tate, what do you tell your team at halftime?
It's a tough thing to say, but, you got to start playing some football. You got to start getting stops and keep your head up. I mean, there's a lot of season left, and there's also a lot of game left, so you can't give up now.
Wynn, back to pass, finds his receiver, threads the needle.
Good throw.
Nice there, and a nice catch by Aaron Sampson. Nice throw, but 10 yards, well, let's call it 8 yards, and it's a 1st down as the clock keeps ticking. We're about at, well, I think Trego calls a timeout. 1:38 left to go in the second quarter. Trego up by 34. We're going to take a timeout. You are watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
So we are back at
Custer Field.
Custer Field, yeah, with 1:38 left to go in the second quarter, and here in Waukene, and Trego is not letting up.
Yep, it's all Golden Eagles this time around. We've done some pretty close games this year, with whether it was 11-man or 8-man, and this is by far the biggest widespread scoring we've seen this season on Nex-Tech Game Time.
Well, let's see if Ellis can come up with a big stop here. 1st down and goal to go. Back to pass this Win. He is moving and shaking, and he is in for a 10-yard touchdown run.
He just does an excellent job finding where the holes are. Man, when he gets out of the pocket, he's hard to stop.
He is very hard to stop, and you look at number 22, Jack Conness, and Jack knew that Wyatt was going to run that ball, and nice job downfield blocking there by Conness. So I formation now as Trego's trying to push us to 42. Conness again, untouched.
Offensive line for Trego just opened up a semi-truck wide hole, and I don't think they've missed a 2-point conversion yet.
Nope. They are 6 of 6 for tonight. They were 4 for 4 last week.
Those 2-point conversions, they go a long ways, especially in the closer battles. Being 6 for 6, that's something a coach will make, or a coach would be very, very happy about, being 6 for 6 on 2-point conversions.
So Ashton Wynn with that rushing touchdown. And he's already got, that's his second one. He had a 31-yard one earlier. Now add on that 10-yard touchdown run. He's got 7 rushing touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, I have him at 56 yards on the ground tonight, and he's been accompanied with an excellent 93 yards from Jack Conness, both of them with 2 touchdowns on the ground. And that's just a phenomenal ground game Trego runs, and that's something that a ground game can take you a long ways. And I think Trego's, they got a lot of promise on their sideline for the rest of the season.
Ashton went, tees it up, and again, here's a little pooch kick right down the middle, picked up at the 15. Crosses the 20.
Just hang on to the ball.
Just hang on, exactly. Brings out to the, well, where are they going to mark this at? The 27? Well, for Ellis, down by 42 with 1:24 left to go in the first half. They've been throwing the ball a lot tonight. Probably more than Trego's seen all year.
Yeah, I think 90% of the snaps have been pass calls from Ellis tonight. They don't have very many rushing yards, and I don't see it changing now.
Nope. Sharts back to pass. Nice little dump off over to Bourne. And Bourne has open running room, but he steps out of bounds. And
what happened here?
Almost, I'm not sure what happened. It looked like he may have been hit out of bounds, but
I don't know. The Trego fans were kind of.
There is a flag on the field.
Yeah,
out
and
there
it came
at the
from the
34.
far official. I'm not sure what the call is going to be here. I was looking down. Let's see here.
But Bourne with a nice run. And right at the end, that's
man.
Ashton Wynn went in and leveled Bourne, and not really necessary. I
mean, I don't know.
And he was still in bounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, they called it out of bounds, kind of right past the 30-yard line initially, and I just don't think the players heard the whistle that he was out of bounds, and I don't think Wynn heard it especially.
Well, you play till you hear the whistle, right?
Yeah, and I just don't think he heard it. I think that's all it is. But ultimately, that's a big penalty for Trego.
Ball at the 17. Sharts is sacked.
In
there on the sack is Aaron Sampson. Go ahead, Dave.
The size of Trego is just hurting the Ellis offensive line, and it has all night long. Just if you're Sharts, there's just nothing to do with it but run unless you get the ball out of your hands as soon as you get it off the snap. Now you got a second down and long.
50 seconds left to go, and Ellis is going to try to punch this in before the clock's hit 0 at 45 seconds now. Sharts back to pass and incomplete.
Yeah, they have to get the ball out of their hands quick. Trego has pressure on him as soon as he can grip the laces. And the Trego size has been a huge factor for them this year.
It has.
And, looking back at the past games, they only beat Hill City by 10. They blew out Hoxie in a 45 roll, 40-34 to Rollins County, and then 56-46 to Wichita County. They started off with some decently close games, and from here on out, it's all momentum.
Sharts under duress again.
And
it's tipped in the air, and it is intercepted.
Wow. I didn't quite see who it was.
Yeah, I was looking for that as well. Nice job there.
18?
Connis tipped the ball in the air. And was that Ashton Wynn?
It was either Ashton Wynn or Cass Smith, and I'm thinking it was Ashton.
That would be his 4th interception of the year.
Wow.
And one of those was a return for a touchdown.
Yeah, if you're Trego, you got 33 seconds on the clock. You want to end this game at half.
As I said, you might want to call the DJ, let him know to show up a little bit early for the dance tonight. It's homecoming here at Trego. As Wynn is going to tuck it, and he has got one man to beat and knocked
good
down.
Stop.
Good stop there at the 39-yard line.
They're getting to the ball quick. Shane Gang's running quick too.
Yep, and with that first down, it's stops the clock, 24 seconds left. Now
spike.
the clock's rolling, and Wynn will spike the ball.
We'll call that. I'm not sure where they were, how long of a rush that was. We'll call it 22 yards.
I think you're probably about right on that number there, Tate. Okay, 21 seconds. Wynn, back to pass. Has nobody deep. Now he does. And oh, what a carpet catch.
Wow.
Wow, what a carpet catch there by Jared Aschenbrenner. And that is a first down. And Trego is going to take their final timeout of the half. I mean, he just picked that ball right up off the carpet. Didn't hit the grass.
Nope.
It was a great catch.
Great catch. And that was a good throw there as well. It was a little low, but he tried to throw a rocket in there. 14 seconds left, and now Joaquini, they're trying to end this game and get the DJ here and start the party.
And don't forget, Jared Aschenbrenner is a freshman.
Yeah.
Okay, comes into this ball game, 5 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, 29 yards through the air tonight, and the Golden Eagles are trying to end it early. Now they're at just past the 10-yard line, so they can still technically get a first down, but it'd be right at the half-yard line. It'd be a close play for the refs to call, but
fans coming to their feet here at Custer Field in Joaquini. They're cheering their team on to try to end this ball game at the half. Trego up by 42. What's Coach Haxton tell them out there in the huddle there, Tate?
I think he's telling them that he doesn't want to go back to the locker room and then come all the way back out here because they get the ball at half, and Trego's been known to score just about on every possession. They want to just end it here, put it in the end zone, call it good, run your play, execute, and call it a night here for homecoming.
So the ball just outside the 10-yard line. Connis split left. You got Aschenbrenner, and you've got Crawford split right. All by himself in the backfield. Fake handoff. Wynn looking for a receiver. He is going to tuck this one, and in for the touchdown.
Flag. There's a flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play.
I think there might have been holding there. Yep. Watch this. It was a block right there by
illegal.
Jack Connis.
Yep, block in the back. I believe that may have been Hudson Dinas, but it is a penalty, and, 7 seconds left to go. Right now, it's Trego versus the clock.
Yeah, it seems that way. I think the fans are wanting to get out of here at half as well. We'll see what they got. Maybe time for 2 plays if they're quick with the first one, but I'm expecting them to try to go for the end zone here and call it quits. Trego fans are making some noise.
Smith Center over TMP at the half, 28-13.
Wow.
Wynn in the backfield with Connis. Wynn spins out of a sack. Wins is going to launch it up in the air, and it is almost caught. Almost caught there by Darius Brown. That is the last play of the first half.
We're going to have some second half football, Steve.
We sure are. It may be a minute. It may be 2 quarters. We just don't know yet. All right, we're going to catch our breath up here in the press box and take a little time out here. We're at the half, 48-6. Trego with the lead. You're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hazerec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
A special thanks to the Ellis Game Time Boosters, Golden Belt Co-op, Equity Bank of Ellis, and Golden Belt Telephone. These proud supporters stand behind the Ellis Railroader students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you'll be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Earl Liquor, and Old 40 Auto Care. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Pit Road Liquor, Trego Recreation Commission, Blaze Market, along with Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hayesrec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
A special thanks to the Ellis Game Time Boosters, Golden Belt Co-op, Equity Bank of Ellis, and Golden Belt Telephone. These proud supporters stand behind the Ellis Railroader students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you will be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Walkini Animal Hospital, Earl Liquor, and Old 40 Auto Care. These proud supporters stand behind the Walkini students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Pit Road Liquor, Trego Recreation Commission, Blaze Market, along with Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
48-6 is the halftime score here at Custer Field in Waukene. Let's go over some statistics, and then we'll go over the scoring drives as well. And Tate, do you want to start?
Yeah, so far for Ellis, not a lot going on the ground here tonight, only 52 yards on the ground, and 51 of them coming from Trenton Schwartz. Minus 1 yard coming from Carson Schwartz, and then you have Aiden Aschenbrenner with 1 yard. Through the air, though, majority of the plays for the Railroaders have been pass plays. You got 23 yards for Ben Byers, 13 for Owen Richards, 24 for Aiden Aschenbrenner, 36 for Carson Schwartz, and that one touchdown on the board. And then 2 receptions for 20 yards for Colt McCoy, as Trenton Schwartz has 116 yards through the air and also 51 on the ground. Also, defensively, you had that one interception coming from Baylor Bourne on defense for Ellis. On the other side for Trego, lots happening on their side on their homecoming night. Ashton wins so far with 88 yards through the air unofficially. Ashton wins 78 yards on the ground as well. 93 yards for Jack Connis, 11 for Jared Aschenbrenner, and 3 coming from Cass Smith. When it comes to through the air, 52 yards coming from Aaron Sampson, 29 from Jared Aschenbrenner, 4 from Flayden Crawford, and 3 from Cass Smith. So a total of 88 yards in the air for the Trego receivers, 185 ground yards for the Golden Eagles on offense. 2 interceptions defensively, 1 from Crawford and 1 from Wynn on Trego's homecoming. And like you said, 48-6 score, as we'll go through some scoring plays.
Yeah, so the first score of the night as Trego was held to a 3-and-out. This is a touchdown run by Jack Connis, one of his several of them touchdowns. And so that was from 5 yards out. And then this next one was the weird punt return for a touchdown. And guess who? Connis picks up the ball. It was a live ball, and he charges into the end zone. Cass Smith, 2-point touchdown was good. Extra point was good. And Wynn with the 31-yard touchdown on their 4th score. And then Wynn does it again as he throws. Nope, this is Jack Connis. My apologies, with the 11-yard touchdown run, and he got his own 2-point conversion as well. So, at the end of this play that you're seeing here, that was a nice pass from Wynn to Aaron Sampson for the 44-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion was good. But Trego wasn't done. But let's get to Sharts. This is Sharts to Sharts, brother to brother, with a 36-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion for the Railroaders, no good. And then the final touchdown of the first half, Wynn looked like he was going to throw it, tucks it in, and plunges it in from 10 yards out. The 2-point conversion by Jack Connis was good, and that brings us to our current score of 48-6. So, Ellis has been out on the field for a while and don't really know when Trego's coming in until you hear the tornado siren. And so they're walking across the street like a army all dressed in purple. Homecoming night for the Golden Eagles. Got a flock of fans out there ready to welcome them. So let's talk about some score updates. Russell and Phillipsburg tied at 14 at the half. TMP trailing Smith Center in Smith Center 28-13. About to drop my phone. Junction City is up over Hayes in Hayes at the half, 21-13. And let's see if we get any other scores coming in. Are you finding anything over there?
Did you say Lacrosse over Quinter 36-32?
I have not.
That's a good game over there, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's at the half. Yep.
Man, that's about all I have.
Smith Center over TMP, like we said, 28-13 at the half. That's about all we have right now. They're not coming in hot and heavy tonight like they usually are. But if any big games, any big scores, we'll keep you up to date. We'll take a really quick time out here as there's still about 2.5 minutes left to go before we start the second half kickoff. Trego has an opportunity to end this game pretty quick, and I'm sure that's what Coach Jackson is talking to his team about as Trego gets the ball to start the second half. You're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed, bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hazerec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
A special thanks to the Ellis Game Time Boosters, Golden Belt Co-op, Equity Bank of Ellis, and Golden Bell Telephone. These proud supporters stand behind the Ellis Railroader students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you'll be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
A special thanks to our Trego Golden Eagle Game Time Boosters, Waukeeny Animal Hospital, Earl Liquor, and Old 40 Auto Care. These proud supporters stand behind the Waukeeny students and athletes. Go Fight Win from Pit Road Liquor, Trego Recreation Commission, Blaze Market, along with Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Well, the fans are on their feet here at Custer Field in Waukeeny. Their team is up 48-6 as we get ready to start the third quarter, and Trego gets the ball to start, and all they have to do is score a touchdown, and this ball game is over. Real quick score coming in. This is a little bit of a surprise. Phillipsburg over Russell, 21-14 in the fourth.
That one's going to be a good one. Russell's had an excellent season, but
Yes, they have.
that's big Mid-Continent League implications there, an 11-man.
So we have the Golden Eagles ready to receive the kickoff. Bourne with the kickoff.
They got to wait for the time to...
Oh, yeah, the clock.
And now it's time for the second half.
There's 3 minutes put back on the clock when everyone gets back out, and they have to wait until it's officially end.
Do you try to just onside kick this? I mean, what do you got to lose, I guess,
I would
if
just,
you're Ellis?
I would just kick it and get on defense and try to get a stop, as hard as that's been all night. Good boot.
Yeah, nice deep kick. Clear out the back of the end zone, and no chance for Ashton Wynn to run that one out of the end zone. So, first down and 10 at the 15 as Trego looks to shut this one out probably as quickly as they possibly can.
Yeah, it'll take All it takes is one long play, and this game could be over, and that's Trego's plan. Ellis might have different plans. They might want to get a stop here and keep the game continuing. We'll see. First down and 10 at the 15. See if they keep the ball on the ground or decide to air it out quick.
Wynn hands it off to Conness. Conness breaks one tackle, breaks another. Well, doesn't break another one, but he drags a few railroaders with him and picks up a nice 10 yards on that play. And Conness is, if I'm not mistaken, is approaching the century mark rushing.
Yeah, 104 yards.
He's
just got over it.
And they're going to actually give him forward progress after the 26, so gain of 11.
Yep. He was at 93. I had him at 104 now after that gain of 11. He's a consistent 100-yard rusher.
Ellis trying to stop this tough Trego team, and it's a quarterback keep by Wynn, and Wynn is knocked down at the 39. Well, they're going to move it right at midfield at the 40. That's another first down. And
now he's approaching the century mark. He's at 92. I imagine he'll most likely get 8 more yards. He's probably at minus 200 odds on that one. 8 more yards for him just seems like a normal play.
Yep. Ball at midfield. First down and 10 for the Golden Eagles, looking to put this one away tonight. Hand off to Conness around the right side. He cuts back to the middle, crosses the 30 and brought down at the 30.
Just tough running.
Ellis doing all they can just to bring down these big running backs for Trego. And we talked over halftime about it, and Trego's just so big up front and pretty much every position.
Yeah, they have a lot of size on their team, and I think that's been the difference, especially last week against Wichita County. I think their size won that game. I mean, they are just – there's no pressure when Ellis has the ball, or there's too much pressure when Ellis has the ball. So
Wynn's going to keep this one again, crosses the 20. He's still chugging a lug in his legs, and he's finally brought down at the 16. So Trego is picking up yards in huge chunks here. So ball spotted at the 16 and a half, and it's another set of first downs for the Golden Eagles.
Yep, and that's 2 rushers over the century mark now for Trego. As Wynn is at 105, Conness at 114. And those are all unofficials, so don't take my word too much on that. Don't go posting it on Max Preps right now.
All righty. Let's see if this one kind of seals the deal here. Cass Smith gets the call. Puts his head down, crosses the 10 and down to the 7.
Yeah, they're just consistently getting 8 to 12 yards every single time.
And that's his first rush of the night, if I'm not mistaken.
I had him down for 1 for 3 yards a little earlier.
3 yards, okay. He had 6 for 9 yards going into this ball game. His longest rush of the year was 3. So he's picked up, 9 on that? And
yep. Yeah, there's no need to air it out if you're Trego. Keep running the ball. I mean, you got 7 yards to go to close the game out. Give it to one of your rushers and let them take it home.
Think Conness is going to get this one? No, it's going to be Cass Smith. Barrels into the end zone. Touchdown. Cass Smith with a 7-yard touchdown run. Wow. Heck of a homecoming game for the hometown Trego Golden Eagles. Your final score is 54-6. And the first touchdown of the year for Cass Smith, the senior.
Wow.
All right. So as the teams shake hands out in the middle of the field, kind of getting some stats put together, but it's not much different than what we had at halftime. We know that Wynn and Conness both went over the 100-yard mark.
Yep, I can go through final stats if you like, Steve, and
okay,
we can close her out. Ashton Wynn closing out the game. Remember, these are all unofficial, so don't take too much of my word on it. But
they're official in my book.
All right, appreciate it. 105 yards for Ashton Wynn on the ground, 114 for Jack Conness. 20 is what Cass Smith finishes with, and Ashton Brenner with 11. And then through the air, it all stayed the same from half. 52 yards from Aaron Sampson, 29 from Jaron Ashton-Brenner, 4 from Bladen Crawford, and 3 from Cass Smith. Crawford and Wynn both have an interception on the night, giving those 54 total points to Trego. On the other end, nothing changed from Ellis through the first half. 116 yards through the air was Trenton Schartz, as he also had 51 yards on the ground. Carson Schartz with a loss of 1 on a couple rushes there for Ellis. Baylor Bourne, no yards on 1 attempt, and Ashton-Brenner had 1 yard. When it comes to the receivers, 23 yards for Byers, 13 for Richards, 24 for Ashton-Brenner, 36 for Schartz and a touchdown, and Colt McCoy with 20 yards. Also, Baylor Bourne had an interception for Ellis. So that's all my unofficial stats I have. It's a big win here for Trego tonight, Steve.
Absolutely, and Trego travels next week as they go to Nest City to take on the Eagles down there. And Ellis hosts the Quinter Bulldogs next Friday night. I think we can just wrap it up here. It was a big game for the Trego Golden Eagles, 54-6 with the big win tonight.
One thing we did forget to mention was Ashton Wynn was the homecoming king tonight, too.
It's been a heck of a night for Ashton. I hope he has a date.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he's got a date. And then also Morgan Brown was the homecoming queen for Trego tonight as well. So congratulations
to those two. So big night for Trego High School as they improved to 5-0, and Ellis falls to 1-4 on the season. For Tate Reynolds, I'm Steve Stoltz. So glad to have you all with us tonight. We appreciate you. We appreciate our sponsors as well. Next week we will be in Hill City. So until then, have a great night, everybody. You've been watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1. Good night.